Hey, Elisa, how you guys doing? Hope you had a great weekend. It's June. Yes, words of Sondheim. Hey, look, I made a hat. Anyway, it's worth it. Um, so, quick joke. Hey, what is the best exercise for poorly motivated people? That would be the diddly squat. Yes, there you go. All right, so for today, MTV, music television. Ah, yes, MTV used to play music. Yes, I know it's hard to believe. Yes, the M in MTV stands for music. And so back in my formative years, my elementary school years, I'm wearing my elementary school t shirt. Yes, from Ridge Ranch Elementary School. This was huge when MTV came out. So it started in August 1981. But the area around here, New York, didn't really get MTV until like 1983. And then we had cable systems that were regional back in the day. So like in Paramus, where I grew up, like half of Paramus had it. The other half of Paramus didn't have it. Like that was a thing. Um, and so music videos completely change how people consumed music, right? So remember, this is before the internet. This is before you can go on YouTube and get any song you want. So you would have to wait, right, for it to come on the radio. You have to wait for it to come on MTV. And now with the videos, where you can now see your bands, because before the only opportunity you had for that was American Bandstand, and that was once a week. And so MTV is the thing. It's on 24/7, and they have VJs, not DJs. So they run like a radio station kind of format. They had videos that would play in a steady rotation. So you'd get the same songs, like over and over again, like for a couple of days, kind of like what Z100 does now, where Z100 plays like basically the same 10 songs for like a whole bunch of days, and then they mix it up at the end of the week or whatever. That's kind of what MTV did. And getting your video on MTV was like the goal of everybody here because it completely changed bands. And so, some good examples of this, and I've got some videos for you to kind of watch. So, the first one is the Buggles' Video Killed the Radio Star, which was the first video that ever appeared on MTV. It's a song not from the 80s, it's an older song, but it kind of fits with what MTV had, because the second video I have for you is Pat Benatar, You Better Run, which was the second video shown on MTV. And so these two videos back to back kind of was like what MTV was at the beginning. So the Buggles, not an American act. And so in Europe, particularly in England, what you would have, you had video players in bars, and sometimes videos would play on like screens at bars. And so record labels made these like crazy bizarro videos, that were either whacked out, kind of like Video Killed the Radio Star, or were kind of almost like softcore porn. If you think Duran Duran, like Girls on Film, because they were meant to be seen like late at night when people were hammered in a bar. So they weren't supposed to make sense. They're supposed to be weird. So when MTV started, they needed videos. Well, this was like the only readily available videos they could get. So they got a bunch of British acts to put on MTV. What they also had were videos like Pat Benatar's, which you see there's like no production value. She's basically lip syncing to a camera, like face on. And those were little promotional videos that record companies did to send to like radio stations, or they were made by the band to their label to try to get them, help them get signed, that type of stuff. So that's kind of what MTV had at the very beginning, and this is what they kind of showed. Eventually, though, people saw the power of this. Like, so for Duran Duran. Duran Duran was a band that nobody had ever heard of. They were not played on American radio. And anecdotally, there's a great story from Texas, in which there was a DJ, and people kept calling in saying, "Hey, I want to hear something. I want to hear something by Duran Duran." And the disc jockey had no idea who the heck Duran Duran was. He had no idea. And then they realized, who the heck are these people that are calling for Duran Duran? And they realized that the people who were calling were ones that had MTV. He didn't have MTV. He didn't know who the heck Duran Duran was. But Duran Duran became a huge American act in the 1980s because of MTV. Without them, they never would have been played on the American radio. And so another example I have for you is a-ha's Take on Me, right, which is a video you are probably very familiar with. Aha's Take on Me, now, like, careful now, I can say this safely through a video. It's not a great song, but the video is unbelievable, right? And so when this video comes out in the late 80s, I think Take on Me was 1985. When that video comes out, like everyone's like, oh my God, like, and then all of a sudden the song kind of gets in your head in that time. So the video made that song, and made that song a hit to the point where you guys know that song, right? And that song was, again, came out in 1985, right? So that's like what, twice your lifetimes, right? Crazy. I feel old just saying this, right? Um, and then the two people that knew how to use MTV the best was Madonna, who you have for your Do Now. Madonna actually created a character, um, and that character appeared in subsequent videos. And that she was the character, in a name. She was the character. So like when a new Madonna song came out, the video was always had great actors, was always like well produced. She actually was a dancer. She was trained as a dancer, so she used that in her videos, and the production value, the story element to it launched Madonna and made Madonna this huge thing, to the point where my sister was Madonna for Halloween, like I think 3 Halloweens in a row. Um, and so that you have that to look at, as a do now. But the other one, of course, is Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson's Thriller was the event of the events at Ridge Ranch Elementary School, when this was like fourth grade, fifth grade, if I remember correctly. MTV counted it down to when it was going to be on. So, like, if you think about, like, when Teen Beach Movie 2 came out, remember when Teen Beach Movie 2 came out? You all remember, right? Disney Channel did that countdown on the bottom of the screen, right there it is, bottom of the screen, right? How many hours, how many days until Teen Beach Movie? And MTV did that with Michael Jackson's Thriller. And you didn't know what you were going to get. And what you got was something completely new for MTV. You got like a 13-minute horror movie. It was fantastic. It was directed by John Landis, who was actually a Hollywood director. It had a $500,000 budget. The special effects, you have makeup. I mean, it was unbelievable. And of course, the dance, right? The Thriller dance, which everyone in the 1980s knew. That video came out. We watched it. We all went back to Ridge Ranch School the next day, because I think it came out like on a Thursday or something weird like that. Went into school, pushed the desks aside, and like before like Mrs. like Juliana showed up, we're all like doing the Thriller dance. Like, I mean, it's hard. I can't, like, I'm trying to convey to you like how big this was for people in the 1980s in terms of pop culture and that type of thing, right? So you have those videos to watch, enjoy them. They're just a ton of fun. The Madonna one for the Do Now is also just a ton of fun. Now, the 80s, though, were not all just about a big, giant ton of fun. The other massive cultural thing of the 1980s, unfortunately, was the AIDS epidemic. And so for homework, you have a reading that was in the New York Times fairly recently that talks about an organization called ACT UP, in which Larry Kramer was a founding member of. Larry Kramer just passed away a couple days ago. So it's timely, unfortunately, in that way as well. So you've got the homework, you've got these music videos to just kind of enjoy and have some fun with. Yeah, so be well, stay safe, stay smart, enjoy. Talk to you guys later.